guys, welcome back to my channel, and this is Jingai's Kitchen and More. And again, thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing all my videos. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, okay? So for today's video, we will be making tamales or tamales, or they also call it boboto. Okay, so we have a lot of ingredients that we would need for this recipe. Okay, and so there's three parts to this recipe. So the first part is the topping. So what we will need for that is 3 cloves of garlic, half onion. We need 1 tablespoon of the Achuete or the Annato powder. We need 1 or 2 tablespoons of fish sauce. We need shredded chicken, and we also need shrimp. You can omit the shrimp, but to make it special, we're putting shrimp for this tamales, okay? And then we need this recipe for the second part, which is the middle part of the tamales. So we would need 3 cloves of garlic, half an onion, 1 tablespoon of peanut butter, 1 tablespoon of the Achuete or Annato powder. We need 3 tablespoons of the fish sauce. And then we need 1 can of coconut milk. This is the 13.5 ounce or 400 ml. And we need 1 cup of rice flour. Then for the third part of our recipe, we need 5 cloves of garlic that's chopped and minced, half onion that's also chopped. Then we need 1 teaspoon of ground pepper. We need 5 cups of rice flour. We need 5 cans of coconut milk, and we need 1/4 cup of fish sauce. If you don't like the fish sauce, you can substitute it with chicken powder or salt. Okay, so it's just you can do it to your liking. And then the consistency basically for the rice flour is basically 1 cup of rice flour is equal to 1 can of coconut milk, or which is 1.5 cup of coconut milk. Then last part is we need boiled eggs and also banana leaves. I buy the pre-cut ones, which are meant for the bibingka, to make bibingka, because it's easier. I don't have to cut or anything. I just need to wash and warm them up. Alright, so what we have here is we have banana leaves. So I bought these already pre-cut. They're meant for when you make bibingka. It's easier if you buy the pre-cut ones, so then that way you're not dealing with a whole long banana leaf, okay? Again, you don't have to think about measurement or anything like that. It's already ready. All you have to do, what I do is I rinse them first, because otherwise it has these white stuff on them, a wet cloth, and I run it through the water and I just kind of wipe all of that. As you can see, they're all kind of completely wet. Helps also when we run it through the fire, they don't get burned easily. We do this, so then that way our banana leaves are more pliable, so when we put our tamales in it, we can easily fold them and it won't tear. So we need to place oil on our pan, and then this is similar to making a palabok topping basically. So we need to put our garlic, and then just brown them a little, and then I like to put the Annato powder or the Achuete already, okay? Doesn't need to be really colorful, so maybe about, again, 1 tablespoon of the Annato powder. Sorry, 1 teaspoon of the Annato powder. Okay, then we need to put our onions. And this is very quick. Just need to cook your onions when they're about kind of glossy or see-through. That's when we would need to place our seasoning, which is the fish sauce, and we'll be back. Now we need to put our fish sauce. So that's about 2 tablespoons, okay? Now we cook our shrimp. So once the shrimp doesn't have the grayish color anymore, then we add our shredded chicken. And just mix it. So I pre-boiled my chicken, just water and a little bit of salt, and then I just shred them. Then you can keep the chicken stock just in case you need a little bit more, or if you ran out of coconut milk, you can use some chicken stock. But I do half and half if I do that, or as much as possible. I don't try to use chicken stock because the way I find out, the tamales is a little bit, it's too firm. It doesn't have the soft, it's not that soft at all, and which I don't like that. Alright, so we'll just toss this about 3 more minutes and that should be done, and we'll set it aside. So for the second part, this is when we would need the 1 cup of the rice flour and then 1 can of coconut milk. So I pre-mix the coconut milk and the rice flour together. Then that way you eliminate all the rice flour chunks, and then you can also pre-taste it, because as soon as we put this on the saucepan, sometimes it thickens up pretty quick. Okay, so this one calls out for 2 tablespoons of fish sauce. You can also put black pepper on this, but it's optional. We'll put the black pepper on the other one. Okay, so this is pretty good already. Now we're ready to cook it in the pan. So we're gonna use the same saucepan as what we used earlier for the first part. So because we're gonna use Annato powder anyway. So I put oil in there, then we'll put the garlic. Same thing, we'll brown it a little. Okay. So for this, we need the garlic, onions, the peanut butter. Then we'll put our rice flour mixture. So we'll put the Annato. So it's about 1 tablespoon, I keep saying 2 on this. 1 tablespoon of the Annato powder. And then we put our onions. Then once the onion looks glossy, we add our peanut butter. Make sure the peanut butter is completely dissolved first before you add our rice flour mixture. This just makes it more tastier and creamier. Then we add this. So just mix it all together. As you can see, there are times the Annato powder is not as vibrant. The color is not as vibrant. I don't like the color of this yet, but no worry, because there are times you buy one that's kind of pale. So we'll set this aside for now. We'll make Annato oil. So just on a separate pan, just put oil. And we'll put and again, no need to be scared in terms of, oh, did I put a lot? It's okay. The colorful, the better. The reason why you don't want to put the Annato powder directly there without cooking it into oil, you won't like that. Otherwise it will look chunky, it won't dissolve, okay? So this is good enough. It looks like our Annato powder is already dissolved. So then you put it back, and then we just put it there. Mix it all together. Okay. So basically, when you're able to do this already, it should be done. Because we're still going to steam it anyway, and it will cook more thoroughly when we steam it. Okay, so we set this aside and we cook the next part. So Then the third part of the recipe, we again, same thing, we pre-mix our coconut milk, so then we get rid of the lump of the rice flour. Okay, so we'll blend it all together just like last time. We'll do the coconut milk, the rice flour, the black pepper, and the fish sauce. So then next we add our fish sauce. Okay. And then we add our black pepper. You can put you can add more black pepper to it if you like it a little bit spicy. But this one I put 1 teaspoon. Okay. And you can also add MSG if you wish, which I'm going to do. I didn't say that on my my earlier recipe. So same thing about 1 teaspoon of MSG. It just makes it more malinamnam. Okay. And later on we're going to add chicken bouillon. Okay, just to add a little bit taste to it. So taste it to see if you like the saltiness of it already. If it is good already for you, because some people don't like it too salty, then that should be it. So now we're ready to cook our mixture. Okay, now we need to cook our third part of the recipe. So we put oil in there, then we put our garlic. Okay. Then I brown it a little bit because I like that garlicky taste. It has a little bit of kick there. We put our onions. Same thing, we wait until it's a little bit glossy. Then we add our chicken bouillon. And just dissolve it there. If you want the chicken bouillon thoroughly dissolved, okay, before we add our mixture, because we don't want any of lump. Then now we add our mixture. You can turn your heat low, and then we add. And then just stir it basically. So this is going to thicken up really quick. So just keep stirring it, okay? That way it all gets blended. So it's gonna look like a paste consistency, because that's how we need it when we mold it into our banana leaves. So just keep stirring and we'll be back. this is 4 minutes into stirring. You'll start seeing some chunks forming on the bottom, okay? And that's the reason why you want to keep stirring, because you don't want to burn the bottom pan, because we want to incorporate everything. Just like what I said before, I used to use half coconut milk, half chicken stock before, but again, the consistency of the tamales was a little bit firm, or too firm, I would say. So now I've learned that the best way is to make it all coconut milk and then just season it with chicken powder instead. So then you still have that taste. So after 10 minutes into stirring, it should look like this, okay? Thick, pasty, but it's not quite done yet, okay? Because there's still a little bit more of that wet mixture. It should all be evenly paste looking like, okay? So we'll keep stirring. This is what I meant that it's not done, ready yet, because it still have that wet coconut milk. Okay, now we're ready to mold our tamales. So you just need to have everything in front of you. We have the main part of the tamales, which is the white part, and then we have the middle part of the tamales, then we have the topping, okay? So some people put boiled peanuts, but I don't have that today, so we're gonna skip that part, but it's okay since we already put peanut butter on our other mixture anyway, okay? So you just just depends how big you want it, okay? You don't want to make it too big because it might just bulk out and come out when you cook it later or when we steam it later. Then we put the orange part. Our chicken or our shrimp, chicken. So this is similar to like a Mexican or Spanish tamales, but then with the Spanish tamales they use cornmeal. It's corn based. This is rice based. So we basically got our it's a Spanish influence basically. Okay, then you just fold it. Okay, now you need a second layer. So face down. Then you just do that. So then we would need to steam this for about an hour and a half. Oh, sorry, an hour. If you do not have a steamer, it's okay. I'll show you a different way on how to wrap your tamales instead. Okay. So with this one, we have to tie it. Let's see. So then that way our tamales won't open up. You don't have to tie it too tight, okay? It's just enough for it to close. And for our banana leaves not to open up. you can use saran wrap instead, okay? And that way, again, the main point is for it not to open up. So, just need to do that. And then same thing, you can use saran wrap if you don't have a steamer, because then you can use a pot with boiling water, and you just toss them in there and let them boil. But you have to double up your saran wrap, okay, if you're boiling them instead of steaming them, because otherwise sometimes when you boil them down, the saran wrap can open up. So make sure it's kind of locked in there securely so it doesn't open up. So either you can do it this way or this way, okay? Okay, now we're ready to cook our tamales. So you just lay them on the steamer. I kind of preset it first before I put this thing on the stove top, okay? So you can make, with that recipe that I gave you, you can make about 25 of these. So so we'll just steam them for, we'll just steam them for about 1 hour, okay? Some people steam them for 30 minutes, but I like them for 1 hour. You can just make some, cook them thoroughly, basically, okay? So we'll come back. So make sure when you put it there, your water is already boiling, okay? Then cover it up, and we'll wait for our tamales to be cooked. Alright guys, here is our cooked tamales, or BOBOTO in Kapampangan. Some don't even know that we have a Filipino tamales. Some of my friends don't even know that there is such a thing, but there is. It is Spanish influence dish. A lot of Kapampangan have Spanish influence dishes, and this is one of them. And you can eat it for breakfast or for merienda. Most of the time, I usually just cook it for Christmas. It is basically very tedious to make, but it's very much worth it. So with this recipe, I was able to make 25 tamales. So if you just want to reduce the ingredients in half, you can certainly do so if you don't want to make that much. But who would not want to make that much, right? So because you're already spending this much time, so you might as well make a lot and share it with the family. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe my channel. That is Jingai's Kitchen and More. And hope you like this video. Leave a comment down below. Again, I will leave the recipe on the description box, and ask me any questions, and let me know what other videos you want me to make. All right, happy eating. Enjoy. Bye bye.